I'm Dr. Steve Claypool, and I'm reviewing the medical evidence of the consumption of tea on health.
For this discussion, tea is defined as a beverage brewed from the leaves of the plant Camellia sinensis, which is a shrubbery. The leaves are used to brew black tea, green tea, oolong tea, and white tea. We primarily consume either green tea or black tea in the U.S. Green tea is a lightly processed version of this leaf, which preserves more of the polyphenols present in the fresh leaves. Black tea is created by fermenting the tea leaves. Herbal teas are brewed from other crap herbs, not the tea leaf. Herbal teas are not reviewed in this video. This meta-analysis, published in 2015, reviewed 22 prospective cohort trials that were pooled together and analyzed. The combined studies followed about 850,000 people for many years. Total tea consumption, whether black tea or green tea, was tracked, and after controlling for multiple risk factors, tea consumers were compared to non-consumers. Drinking tea was associated with a reduction in all-cause mortality. Maximum benefit was noted at 3 cups of tea per day, with a reduction in death of 24%. Tea drinkers had less heart disease, fewer strokes, and a reduction in cardiac death.
How might tea reduce all-cause mortality? Does it make sense?
Multiple meta-analyses of randomized trials prove that tea lowers blood pressure, lowers cholesterol, and improves blood sugar. In some of these trials, half the participants were assigned to take pills that were filled with tea leaves. The other half of participants received a placebo. Blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar were improved in the tea groups compared to the placebo groups. Here's a meta-analysis that reviewed 7 prospective cohort trials that followed about 285,000 people over many years. Tea drinkers had about a 1/5 lower risk of developing diabetes than non-tea drinkers.
Tea has favorable effects on blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. These are likely the mechanisms that reduce mortality.
Let's switch to the healthful food scale. Green tea goes here, and black tea is right below it. But many people add stuff to their tea. What about sugar and cream? Does that make tea unhealthy? Sugar will attenuate the benefits in blood pressure and blood sugar from tea, but tea's benefits seem to outweigh the negatives if additives are used in moderation. Tea has some caffeine. With coffee, there's concern that the caffeine content may lead to osteoporosis and bone fractures. Is that a problem with tea? Probably not. Tea has much less caffeine than coffee, and some formulations have no caffeine. And based on this study, unlike coffee, there was no association between tea consumption and fractures. Based on current data, there are no negative health concerns for tea. If you enjoy tea, I recommend you make it a regular part of your diet. I suggest 1 to 3 cups daily, but feel free to drink as much as you want. The only downside is that you'll have to pee a lot. Tea has favorable effects on blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes, and is associated with reduced death from heart disease, stroke, and all-cause mortality.